What's good, peeps? Thanks as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. So AJ has come out on his YouTube channel and spoke about the loss. First things first, he seems to be in decent spirits, right? He seems to have taken the loss well. I wonder if it's kicked in properly yet, right? Sometimes it does take long to sink in the magnitude of what's happened. And let's not underestimate how big a loss that was. I mean, yes, not Tyson Douglas, but definitely one of the biggest defeats or biggest upsets in the history of the sport. It was a big upset. So I do wonder if it's going to take a bit longer to sink in, especially considering that he's actually still in New York. Maybe when he gets back to the UK, it might all sink in a bit, and it might kind of affect him in different ways later on. But for now, he seems like he's accepted it. He spoke about the need not to make excuses, right? There are no excuses. He accepts the loss like a man. And it's weird. How many boxers, you guys have all been following boxing for years as well, but how many boxers make excuses after defeats? Anything, our training camp went this and we were ill before this. Like, so many boxers make excuses. And it looks like we, as fans, have given AJ a lot of excuses he can use, right? You know, whether it be the guy neck massaging him in the corner, whether it be he's kind of slow and kind of languid walk to the ring. We're giving him excuses and he's like not using any of them. He's like, no, you know, we accept it. It was a loss. We move on. And basically we get our revenge in 6 months. He said Andy Ruiz gets to keep the belts for 6 months. So, I mean, he's already got his eyes set on revenge, which is positive if you're an AJ fan. I don't know what I make about him coming out and doing a video now. I mean, some people will say it's good. Some people will say it's not. You don't have to shy away from defeat. I mean, you think of someone like Ronda Rousey when she got beat by Holly Holm. She disappeared off the face of the earth. I mean, you weren't even allowed to ask her questions. She came and done interviews about, I think, signing to WWE. You weren't even allowed to ask her questions about the fight. Like, in the interviews, it wasn't even allowed. So, I mean, AJ's taking a completely different approach. He's almost doing the Conor McGregor approach, right? He's almost saying, you know, I'm not shying away from it. I'm owning up to it. Not a problem. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do this kind of stuff. I mean, I wonder if it's him wanting to do it or a team deciding, you know what, let's just have a quick sit down and talk about it, or him just being very media trained. I don't know. But either way, I do think it's a good thing that he's coming out, speaking about it, owning it. And then I think it's easier to move on from. He also clarified that he will be staying with Rob McCracken. That's been a big topic of debate in terms of maybe people thinking he needs change. Look, I said that he should switch as well. It's not that Rob McCracken's a bad trainer. I mean, look, you don't get Carl Froch to where Carl Froch got to. You don't train the GB team. You don't get Anthony Joshua to where Anthony Joshua's got to. But sometimes change is okay. I mean, everyone seems to think that if he leaves Rob McCracken, it's almost saying that Rob McCracken's a crap trainer. No, I'm definitely not saying that. But change is all right. Look at Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis was, I think, around exactly the same position that AJ is. He wasn't as famous as AJ, but when Lennox Lewis lost to Oliver McCall, I think he was about 23, 24-0 as well. I think he was a WBC heavyweight champion. He lost to Oliver McCall, switched trainers, went to Emmanuel Stewart, changed up his style completely. I think we all see what Lennox Lewis went on to become. So I just want to see Anthony Joshua use what Anthony Joshua should be using, right? Which is his height and reach. So that basically means use your fucking jab. And I don't think Rob McCracken's been able to instill that in him. So if you can find a trainer that can help him use that jab and win fights a lot easier, then by all means, please do it. He also spoke about the rematch. I did a video yesterday talking about the rematch happening in London because I was told by someone that it was going to happen in London. I'm not sure now. He spoke about the want and maybe the desire to do it in New York again. He said he enjoyed Madison Square Garden. And to be fair, if you want to rematch someone, then maybe it should be on exactly the same playing field it was on before, right? Do it exactly the same. No excuses. Don't say, you know what, yeah, we're going back to London. I have to have it at home. No, do it exactly where you lost. So when you do beat that person, you've ticked every single box. So I think maybe New York, Madison Square Garden is a good idea. So look, overall, I think AJ looks like he's handled it well. I do still think that maybe he's handling it too well, and that there could be some weird breakdown later on down the line because the magnitude of what's happened, you do wonder if it's really sunk in yet. And that's stupid from me saying that. I mean, how can the guy that was involved in it not understand the magnitude? But sometimes it's normally the people outside looking in that fucking think, wow. and the guy that's really involved not really understanding what's happened. And I wonder if that's the case with AJ, but I'm happy he's not shying away. I'm happy that he's open to doing interviews, open to speak to the camera. And I think this, in the long run, will benefit him rather than, again, like someone like Ronda Rousey that just disappeared off the face of the earth and you couldn't even talk about the fight. That's definitely not owning up to it. So, interesting times. What do you guys think? If you haven't seen it, and you probably have seen it, go and check out AJ's Boxing YouTube channel for all good content, actually. His content is pretty good there, pretty open and honest. And tell me what you think. Peace.